All right. It is now time for this week's Mic Drop.
Mic Drop.
Yeah. This weekend, the gun show returned to Orange County at the fairgrounds in Costa Mesa. Although the show, by all accounts, was great and had lots of vendors, it was different this time. Rather than use the indoor warehouse facilities, they were forced to have the show outside and in tents. Not intense, in tents.
What's the difference between indoors and a tent?
Was it intense?
No. It wasn't intense. I'm going to keep going. Everyone was masked, and the show was 3 days rather than 2 because they wanted to spread out the crowd a little bit. This is all due to COVID, of course.
Of course.
There was something else that was different. The gun show had a guest. The guest was State Senator Dave Min. Senator Min is from Orange County and just got into office by the skin of his teeth, beating Senator Morlock by just a couple of percentage points. So, now that he's in office, what's he do? Does he tackle the enormous homeless problem that plagues his district? No. Not that. Does he take on the horrible drug addiction issue that's destroying families and neighborhoods in his district? No. Not that either. Does he spend time fixing the overburdened unemployment system in California that is in dire need of help due to the COVID restrictions? No, didn't do that either. He's been in office for just a couple of months, and he's already introduced a bill to stop the sale of firearms and ammunition on state property. This is especially significant in Orange County because they hold their show on fairgrounds, which is, of course, owned by the state. Anti-gun people and groups have been trying hard to get rid of the show, quite frankly, for a long time, but the community in Orange County likes the show, so they always stand up and say, no, we want it back. Time and again, they come out in droves to defend the show. As a result, the anti-gunners elected Senator Min and had him author a bill he knows nothing about. But Mike, you may say, how do you know he knows nothing about this bill? Well, because he has no experience in public policy prior to being elected. That's number one. So it's not like he was a community leader or heard from constituents about what a problem the gun show causes. But more importantly, he was at the gun show today, or yesterday, technically, because he'd never been to a gun show before. So he gets into office
and
writes a bill to get rid of.
Go look into it.
Well, he writes the bill that he wants to get rid of gun shows, having never ever visited a gun show before, not once, not in his entire life.
$20 says he didn't write it.
It's exactly my point. He didn't write it.
He
quote unquote authored a bill to destroy a local industry that he had absolutely no experience with and no firsthand knowledge of. At least according to his post, this isn't speculation. He actually was proud of this. He was proud of the fact that he authored a bill on something he knew absolutely nothing about. He also said, quote, I'm still processing what I saw. There were a lot of guns being sold. Yeah, at a gun show, you think?
Mm-hmm.
One of the more popular vendors was selling ghost guns, essentially gun kits that are meant to be assembled by the purchaser. Since these are not technically firearms, they are not subject to licensing or background checks until they're assembled, at which point the purchaser is supposed to self-report. This vendor's wares included gun kits for Glock 22s, handguns, AR-15-like semi-automatic rifles, which could be purchased in cash, taken right off the premises. There are so many lies in this statement that I don't even know where to begin. You can't just simply assemble parts of metal parts that haven't been machined yet. He implies that all these guns being sold they were just walking right off the
put them in their back
show
pocket.
property, which isn't true. Every purchase has to go through a background check, has to go through a wait period. Everything this guy said in this whole statement was at best misleading and at worst a blatant lie. But truth and honesty never matter to those who are being told what their agenda has to be, which is exactly what you just said, Dave. Senator Min won, and yes, elections have consequences. The consequences of his were the death of honesty and probably the gun show, at least on state property. Wow. So my suggestion is, Orange County, let's make the consequences of his next election his job. That is this week's Mic Drop.
All right. Hey, folks, we're just about out of time. Bob Siegel's in the wings, and his hair is on fire again. This is Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.